Few franchises have captured the spirit of adventure quite like Tomb Raider. From its debut in 1996, Lara Croft's journey through the forgotten civilizations, cryptic tombs and treacherous landscapes defined the genre, one that blended exploration, puzzle solving, platforming and mythic storytelling into a single, cohesive experience. But Tomb Raider didn't just stand alone. Over the decades, other developers have sought to capture the same sense of discovery, the mix of danger and wonder that makes these worlds feel alive. In this video, we'll take a look at 10 games that truly embody the spirit of Tomb Raider, whether through their environments, mechanics, or the pure adventurous energy that drives them. These games aren't just lookalikes, they're kindred explorations of mystery, myth, and courage. So, without any further ado, let's go. In at number 10, we have Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. Now, if Tomb Raider was inspired by Indiana Jones initially, then Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine feels like the cycle closing in on itself. Developed by LucasArts in 1999, the game borrows much of Tomb Raider's structure: third-person exploration, puzzle-driven temples, and plenty of leaping across deadly chasms, but filters it through unmistakable Indiana Jones energy. Set in the aftermath of World War II, Infernal Machine follows Indy on a quest for ancient Sumerian technology, a storyline that feels both pulpy and steeped in myth. The environments, from dusty Babylonian ruins to snow-covered mountains, are pure adventurous, and some of these environments are absolutely beautiful, much like them on Tomb Raider itself, a pure adventure archaeology heaven. While it does share the same janky tank-like controls and camera quirks as Tomb Raider games, it also brings its own charm. It has a whip mechanic, vehicle segments and puzzle design which make it feel less like imitation and more like a companion piece. A game that lives in the same adventurous DNA. For long Tomb Raider fans, Infernal Machines isn't just familiar, it's part of the same cultural lineage, and brings us a fresh view on puzzle solving and exploring ancient tombs. In at number 9 we have Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. Now, this game may not involve tombs or lost relics, but it captures the same essence that drives Tomb Raider, the beauty and awe of rediscovery. Developed by Ninja Theory, Enslaved reimagines the classic Journey to the West tale within a post-apocalyptic world reclaimed by nature. Its environments, overgrown cities, collapsed temples of industry, evoke the same visual poetry that Tomb Raider fans recognise. Places where humanity's past lies buried beneath time and vegetation. Gameplay wise, it mixes platforming, puzzle navigation and cinematic storytelling. The climbing sequences, environmental hazards and exploration of vertical spaces feel instantly familiar. Echoes of Lara's precise, measured movements across perilous landscapes. But what connects it most deeply is tone. Both Enslaved and Tomb Raider explore human fragility against the grandeur of lost worlds. There's always the tension of survival, the quiet reverence of discovering what was left behind. Enslaved trades ancient temples for rusted skylines, but spiritually it walks the same path, a journey through the ruins of our own making. In at number 8 we have Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. When Prince of Persia first arrived in 2003, it felt like a new interpretation of Tomb Raider's core ideas: elegant acrobatics, architectural puzzles, and a relationship between movement and environment that both felt physical and poetic. Where Lara approached exploration with precision and caution, the Prince danced through danger. Ubisoft Montreal crafted environments that invited flow, sequences of wall runs, ledge grabs, and leaps across impossible gaps. But beneath the parkour spectacle lies a similar design philosophy. Every room is a three-dimensional puzzle box, demanding the same awareness of space, timing, and cause and effect that Tomb Raider built its identity on. The Sands of Time's use of historical fantasy, Persian mythology woven into romanticised ruins also echoes Tomb Raider's fascination with blending real-world culture and myth. And while its tone is warmer, almost dreamlike, it captures the same sense of wonder. That balance of danger and beauty that defines great adventure design. Prince of Persia didn't copy Tomb Raider, It refined the dance between exploration and movement that Lara had pioneered years before. Coming in at number 7, we have Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, if Tomb Raider is about uncovering ancient civilizations, Horizon Zero Dawn is about uncovering our own. Guerrilla Games created a world that mirrors Tomb Raider's fascination with history, myth, and the intersection of technology and nature. As Aloy, you explore a landscape dotted with remnants of the old ones, a civilization long vanished. Every ruin tells a story through visual design rather than exposition, much like the best Tomb Raider levels. You're piecing together history through ruins, recordings, and intuition, not unlike Lara's archaeological pursuits. Mechanically, Horizon leans more into open-world exploration, but its platforming and environmental storytelling retain that puzzle box quality. The cauldrons, in particular, feel directly inspired by Tomb Raider's tombs, multi-layered mechanical spaces requiring timing, observation, and courage to survive. What ties both games most strongly is the emotional arc, a lone explorer unravelling the mystery of the world's collapse, and rediscovering humanity's lost brilliance. In many ways, Horizon is a spiritual successor, a Tomb Raider story told on a planetary scale. In at number 6, we have Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. Tomb Raider may be the game that is grounded in archaeology and myth, whereas Soul Reaver transforms those same ideas into something far more metaphysical. Released in 1999 by Crystal Dynamics, the very studio that would later inherit the Tomb Raider franchise, Soul Reaver shares a striking design lineage with Lara Croft's adventures. Players step into the role of Raziel, a fallen vampire navigating a decaying gothic world filled with crumbling temples and lost civilizations. The level design is pure Tomb Raider DNA, a network of vertical puzzles, hidden paths, and environmental riddles that reward observation and precision. But what truly stands out is Soul Reaver's dual realm mechanic. Raziel can shift between the physical and spectral planes, altering the very geometry of the environment to solve puzzles. It's a conceptual evolution of Tomb Raider's spatial problem solving, where perception itself becomes a tool. Beyond mechanics, there's atmosphere, a haunting sense of isolation and forgotten grandeur that feels deeply familiar to anyone who's traversed Lara's tombs. Soul Reaver may not be archaeological, but it captures the same spiritual curiosity, the feeling of moving through worlds that were once alive, now long dead, and trying to uncover what they meant. In at number 5, we have The Last Guardian. Now, this game might seem quieter than Tomb Raider, but its connection runs deeper than it first appears. Developed by Futame Ueda and his team at Japan Studio, it captures one of Tomb Raider's most distinctive qualities: the emotional weight of isolation in a world that feels ancient and mysterious. The setting, a vast ruined fortress filled with crumbling architecture and environmental puzzles, feels directly aligned with the tone of Lara's more introspective adventures. Every space is built with a sense of purpose and forgotten history, much like the temples that Lara once uncovered. The boys' calibration with Trico to solve puzzles mirrored the way Tomb Raider uses physical interactions with the environment, pulling levers, climbing walls, manipulating platforms to make the world feel tactile and alive. Yes, it's the feeling that connects these two games the most. The Last Guardian embodies the same quiet awe that the earliest Tomb Raider titles captured, where architecture tells stories and silence carries meaning. Both games remind players that exploration isn't just about discovery, it's about connection, and what it means to belong in a world that has forgotten you. In at number 4, we have the entire series of Assassin's Creed. Now, Assassin's Creed might seem, at first glance, to be a very different kind of game. An open-world historical action series more focused on stealth and parkour than tomb raiding. But look closer, and the connections become unmistakable. At its heart, Assassin's Creed is about uncovering the past through exploration, from the rooftops of Jerusalem to the catacombs beneath Rome. It places players in environments that feel lived in, layered and mysterious. just like Tomb Raiders, temples and ruins. The earlier entries in particular, such as Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, feature hidden tombs and puzzle-filled crypts that directly channeled Tomb Raider's spirit, complete with moving platforms, ancient mechanisms, and timed traversal challenges. Even thematically, the series mirrors Lara's journey. Both are about confronting lost knowledge and the moral weight of discovery. Where Tomb Raider isolates you in forgotten places, Assassin's Creed populates those same ruins with history, transforming solitude into cultural immersion. It's the difference between exploring a tomb as an outsider and exploring a civilization from within. Yet, both awaken the same instinct, that urge to climb, to uncover, and to understand. In at number 3, we have Shadow of the Colossus. Now, few games actually capture the loneliness and majesty of Tomb Raider's worlds like Shadow of the Colossus. Released in 2005 by Team Ico and beautifully remade in 2018, it is a study in scale, both physical and emotional. You play as Wanda, a solitary figure traversing a forbidden land filled with towering remnants of a civilization long gone. There are no NPCs, no bustling cities, just silence, wind and stone. This sense of emptiness isn't absence, it's atmosphere. It's the same meditative solitude that defined Tomb Raider's earliest entries. Those long stretches of exploration punctuated by moments of danger and revelation. Every Colossus feels like a living puzzle, blending traversal, timing and observation, all central to Tomb Raider's DNA. You climb them the same way Lara would scale a cliffside or temple wall, relying on patience and awareness of movement. But Shadow of the Colossus takes it further. It transforms each climb into a story, not of conquest, but of consequence. Where Tomb Raider often confronts myths, Shadow of the Colossus becomes one, exploring humanity's smallness against the weight of ancient power. Both games share that rare quality. They make the player feel like an intruder in sacred ground. In at number 2, as the runner-up, we have Horizon Forbidden West. Another open world scavenger adventure type game. And, if you hadn't noticed, this game is the sequel to Zero Dawn, and refines everything that connected its predecessor to Tomb Raider. Precision climbing, environmental puzzles, and the interplay between past and present through ruined architecture. Aloy's world isn't filled with tombs here, but with vaults, technological cathedrals built by lost civilizations. These spaces carry the same sense of reverence as Lara's ancient temples. Exploration is driven by curiosity, by the same instinct to understand what came before, a theme Tomb Raider helped define nearly 3 decades ago. But this entry also symbolises something broader, the ongoing evolution of Tomb Raider's design philosophy. Forbidden West is both a successor and a mirror. A reminder that Lara Croft's influence isn't just historical, it's alive and embedded in how we experience worlds today. And finally, in at number 1, we have the series of Uncharted. So, when people talk about successors to Tomb Raider, Uncharted is the first name that comes up again and again, and for good reason. Naughty Dog's Uncharted series took the formula that Tomb Raider established and translated it into a cinematic action-adventure for a new generation. But beneath the blockbuster presentation lies a clear admiration for Tomb Raider's core pillars, that being exploration, ancient puzzles, and an unrelenting curiosity about lost worlds. Nathan Drake's adventures take place through ruins inspired by real-world history and myth, just like Lara's. From the snow-covered Himalayas to dense South American jungles, every environment feels alive, detailed, dangerous, and full of secrets. What's particularly striking is how Uncharted mirrors Tomb Raider's evolution. Both series moved from quiet, puzzle-heavy isolation in earlier titles to more story-driven, cinematic experiences in the 2010s. And in a fascinating twist, Tomb Raider's 2013 reboot drew heavy inspiration back from Uncharted, completing a creative exchange that lasted decades. Where Tomb Raider is often solitary and introspective, Uncharted is social and fast-paced. Both share the same heartbeat, that timeless thrill of uncovering something ancient, something lost, and something worth risking everything to find. Across nearly 3 decades, Tomb Raider has been more than a series. It's been a blueprint for how we experience discovery in games. When we think of Tomb Raider, we think of movement, a figure suspended in time, hanging from a ledge between the known and unknown. That image of Lara Croft against the backdrop of the past became an icon not just of gaming, but of adventure itself. The games we've explored in this video, from Uncharted to Soul Reaver, Prince of Persia to Horizon, all share that same spark. They may differ in tone, world and technology, but they're connected by the same fundamental emotion: curiosity. The desire to look beyond the next door, the next chasm, the next mystery hidden beneath the earth. Tomb Raider taught us that exploration isn't simply about finding treasure. It's about finding meaning in forgotten places. It's about piecing together history through architecture, puzzles and silence. About being small in the face of something vast and choosing to step forward anyway. Thank you so much for watching my video on my top 10 picks for games that are most like Tomb Raider. Please leave a comment down below whether you enjoyed and played any of these games, as well as some that you may not have played or dislike. As always, thank you to my members for their continued support, and to you all, thank you for watching.